talk to us about examples you've seen in, I guess, product or non-digital worlds as well of people prototyping.
Before I do that, just to step back a bit around the difference between a pretotype and a prototype.
Let's do that, yes.
Should I touch on that?
Yep.
So my job is to stop people getting to your job, basically. And what I mean...
What are you trying to tell me?
No. I mean, increase the quality of what you get. So the simple difference between a pretotype and a prototype. A prototype is asking the question, can we make this thing? A pretotype was asking, should we bother to make this in the first place?
Yeah.
So what pretotyping is doing is before customers getting to you to the point of that of the prototype, we're going out of all these possible ideas, out of hundreds or thousands of ideas. How do we know which ones we should invest in, and how do we reduce risk once again and increase confidence in our bets? And we do that through rapid experimentation, typically in the digital space. And what we're doing there is really answering the question of, in the best case scenario, what would have to be true for customers to even engage with this, to give us data over opinion? And data is doing something. In the digital world, the simple way to think of it is a website with a value proposition on it. Do you want to buy this thing? There's a buy button. You click the buy button. We've got data. And obviously, you don't go straight to asking for money. But that's what a pretotype does differently to a prototype. So I just wanted to sort of get that on the table.
It's really important. While we're on that one, I think one of the questions someone had talked to me when I was talking about today's event was, is a pretotype or a prototype the same as an MVP or a minimum viable product, or how are those different in your mind?
Absolutely not. So an MVP, and this is very pertinent at the moment, because we're going straight from I have a brainwave to let's vibe code a thing and put a thing out there.
Yeah.
Okay. We're still skipping the step, which is, does anybody care? So the first question is, are we solving a problem that matters? And the second question is, how do we know? And the third question is, how do we get data to prove that that's true? And we do this with prototyping without building any technology. So a simple example would be, I did some work over the last month with a crypto exchange, and their first prototype was, can't give the details, but the way they spun it up was, how do you get this in front of a small sample set of customers, like 100, very quickly to get them to do something? And we thought intercom. We could get cohorts, we could put a value prop in front of customers with intercom, we could ask them a question, we can get a measurable result out of that to see if it passes or fails. And what you're trying to do is cross that hurdle of, does anybody care? Sadly, for everybody who's listening, mostly nobody cares.
Yes.
No one's interested. All your ideas are bad. Nobody cares about your stupid idea. And it's very, very difficult to get any level of interest. So an MVP is later, once you've really refined it, once you've been through, I can't speak on your behalf around prototyping, but once you have enough certainty that customers actually care about this thing, then you make something to put in front of them to go, which is a minimum viable product, to go, do you care about this thing? So an MVP is like build, measure, learn. Prototyping is learn, measure, build.
Yeah, excellent.